What if the person you trusted most, sharing your home, secrets, and future, was secretly plotting against you? Behind Nikki Cheng McCain's vibrant, ambitious facade lay a shocking truth woven with betrayal, manipulation, and secrets so dark they altered lives forever. To the world, Nikki was a beacon of life and ambition. But those closest to her concealed truths that would stun an entire community, unraveling a disturbing narrative of deception. This isn't merely a crime story, it's a tale of shattered trust, lives tangled in lies, and a young woman blindsided by an unforeseen storm. The case's unforgettable nature stems not just from tragedy, but from intricate layers of deceit, calculated choices, and betrayals that emerged as investigators probed deeper. Even today, parts of Nikki's story remain cloaked in mystery, with known answers representing only fragments of the truth. The investigation unearthed secrets buried for years, giving voice to the silenced. Questions linger. What was Nikki's truth? Who orchestrated the events? Why did her story end so devastatingly? The shocking reality challenges how well one can truly know another. Nikki wasn't just a headline. She was a daughter, friend, and dreamer, fiercely loyal and endlessly kind. This makes her story heart-wrenching, as danger lurked closer than anyone realized, masked by her laughter and love. When the truth surfaced, it shattered trust, exposed lies, and left a trail of unresolved questions that persist, defying easy answers. Before headlines and whispers of betrayal, manipulation, and tragedy, Nikki Cheng McCain was a daughter, friend, dreamer, and woman navigating love, ambition, and hidden dangers. Peeling back her life's layers reveals the person she was before everything unraveled. Born to immigrant parents who instilled resilience, discipline, and ambition, Nikki grew up as a quiet storm, achieving goals subtly yet powerfully. Childhood friends recall her warmth, approachability, and deep empathy, making her a trusted confidant for advice or comfort. These qualities shaped her career and relationships, but beneath her seemingly normal upbringing lay struggles with identity, self-worth, and fitting into a world often unkind to women like her. These early complexities foreshadowed choices that would alter her life irrevocably. As a teenager, Nikki shone academically, earning praise for her focus and a humor that put others at ease. Though she shunned the spotlight, life thrust her into it. Her ambition transcended mere survival. She pursued business and marketing studies, excelling with a drive for independence to craft her own narrative. She dreamed of lasting legacies, a company, brand, or family, sharing late-night talks with friends about meaningful careers, supportive partners, and stability after witnessing her parents' hardships. Yet, as she built her future, emotional battles shadowed her professional successes. Public smiles masked private doubts shared only with close confidants, planting tragedy's seeds in this fragile balance of ambition and vulnerability. These relationships were central to her story, with friends noting her as a loyal giver, often to a fault, believing in second chances and people's capacity to change with love and support. This loyalty came at a cost, leading her to ignore early warning signs and justify toxic behavior, making her vulnerable to manipulators who saw her kindness as weakness. An early serious relationship appeared idyllic: romantic dates, shared dreams, promises of a future but concealed controlling tendencies, secretive behavior, and subtle isolation from friends. Nikki, yearning for the love story she envisioned since youth, overlooked these shadows, unaware of the darker reality awaiting her. To the outside world, Nikki thrived with a promising career, supportive friends, and a magnetic personality, her social media portraying curated success and happiness. Yet, her journals and private conversations revealed a woman balancing a polished image against personal chaos. This haunting duality underscores that behind every smiling photo lies potential pain, secrets, and choices leading to devastating consequences. Before the headlines, Nikki embodied resilience, vulnerability, and ultimately, betrayal. Her portrait reveals a woman of immense potential, encircled by inescapable shadows. Nikki Cheng McCain's life appeared flawless: a beautiful home, a supportive husband, and a curated social scene that earned her labels like lucky and inspirational, embodying the American dream. Yet, beneath this perfection, a question lingered. Was it genuine or a performance? Her marriage to McCain seemed a fairy tale. His charm, financial success, and confidence complemented her kindness, elegance, and ambition. Party whispers envied their good looks, comfortable home, community respect, and bright future, an airtight image. However, appearances deceived as friends later reflected on overlooked subtle moments and glances hinting at underlying cracks. Behind closed doors, the facade fractured. McCain's charm, once captivating, darkened into control over finances, narrative, and Nikki herself. Outsiders saw a carefree, traveling couple smiling for photos, but reality was fraught with arguments, manipulation, and growing isolation. Nikki, once vibrant and independent, began walking on eggshells in her own home, privately admitting to friends that things weren't as they appeared. Deeper scrutiny unraveled the illusion further. McCain harbored secrets, patterns of controlling behavior, unexplained anger, and inconsistent stories. Friends noticed Nikki's openness turned guarded. Her smiles no longer reached her eyes, and her exhaustion stemmed from more than sleepless nights. Whispers of strange phone calls, unexplained absences, and financial discrepancies revealed McCain's hidden life, which Nikki was beginning to perceive. Her unease marked the start of a double life she didn't fully comprehend until it was too late. Nikki maintained the perfect image at social gatherings, smiling in photos and convincing herself things would improve. Yet, beneath this fragile veneer, a storm brewed. One seemingly ordinary night, the truth unraveled in unpredictable ways, shattering the life she thought she knew and exposing the shocking reality behind the McCain family's polished image. January nights are typically quiet, with homes settling and families resting. But for Nikki Cheng McCain, one such night marked the end of normalcy. What began ordinarily turned into a nightmare as undeniable cracks surfaced, plunging those who thought they knew the truth into chaos. Nikki's final day appeared routine, as friends described. She started with coffee, her phone buzzing with friend messages, and errands like a dentist appointment and grocery stop. Her last call, a cheerful 5:30 p.m. chat with her sister about weekend dinner plans, gave no hint of trouble. Yet beneath the suburban calm of the McCain residence, tension simmered. Neighbors heard muffled, raised voices after 7:15 p.m., initially dismissed as a couple's spat, but it was Nikki's last. The evening's timeline grew chillingly precise. At 7:45 p.m., a neighbor saw Nikki arrive home, tired with grocery bags, waving normally. At 8 p.m., a friend's text went unread. By 8:30 p.m., shadowy pacing was noted on the property. At 9 p.m., a sharp scream was silenced quickly, leaving a neighbor frozen in doubt. Nikki's trail vanished, no calls, no messages, her world violently severed. Her final hours were filled with fear, confusion, and unanswered questions, transforming her warm home into an unspeakable crime scene. At 10:15 p.m., McCain's frantic emergency call reported a horrifying scene, but investigators sensed inconsistencies. Police found a chaotic master bedroom, bloodied sheets, strewn belongings, yet no signs of theft, with jewelry and purses untouched. Ruling out a sloppy robbery and raising questions about the true nature of the crime, McCain's shaken demeanor belied an inconsistent timeline, shifting from late work to a friend's visit, prompting officers to scrutinize every word and gesture. The investigation revealed a mismatched puzzle. Nikki's broken fingernails suggested a desperate struggle, yet McCain bore no injuries. Neighbor reports of shouting contradicted his claim of a normal evening. Forensic estimates placed her death between 8:30 and 9:15 p.m., clashing with his alibi. Was it coincidence or a rehearsed cover? Shocking discovery beneath a pillow near Nikki's body upended the investigation. It's raising more questions than answers, marking the beginning of a darker, more twisted truth about her final night. What began as a tragic night of violence morphed into a deliberate act, with detectives digging beyond mere documentation, uncovering a darkening truth. Recognizing motives often hide in numbers. Investigators subpoenaed financial records. The McCains appeared stable with dual incomes and a comfortable lifestyle. But Nikki's modest, self-built savings contrasted sharply with McCain's mounting debt, reckless spending, maxed credit cards, late fees, and unpaid loans. A chilling find: a large life insurance policy taken out weeks before Nikki's death. Naming McCain the sole beneficiary raised alarms, questioning whether this was about love or money. Interviews with friends, family, and coworkers painted Nikki's final months. Close friends described her kindness, drive, and loyalty, but noted frequent arguments with McCain over control, not just finances. A coworker recalled Nikki arriving at work shaken post-fights, admitting she no longer felt like herself. Family echoed concerns about McCain's temper. Charming publicly, but controlling and explosive privately, revealing a woman struggling to maintain a perfect facade while suffering silently. Hard evidence deepened suspicions. DNA and blood spatter patterns suggested movement, not an accident, contradicting McCain's account. Nikki's final texts to a friend hinted at fear of his anger, while McCain's phone showed a suspicious hour-long data gap, later found to be manually deleted. His calm, calculated demeanor during questioning crying publicly, cold privately suggested strategy over grief. A twist emerged when a man from Nikki's past surfaced, having exchanged late-night texts ranging from supportive to suggestive in the weeks before her death, hinting at a possible love triangle. This added complexity without clearing McCain, posing questions of another motive or a convenient distraction. The investigation grew larger and more dangerous, entangled with financial motives, secret messages, hidden behavior, no longer straightforward. The question loomed. Was Nikki's death a husband's calculated plan for money and control, or did another motive lurk? The truth was poised for a shocking turn. After months of investigations, interrogations, and sleepless nights for Nikki's family, the trial commenced to determine the truth and the accused fate. The defendant's entrance in a sharp suit echoed with tension under the gaze of reporters and grieving relatives. The arrest sent shockwaves, transforming whispers of suspicion into charges of first-degree murder, obstruction of justice, and related counts. For the prosecution, it was a career-defining chance to deliver justice for Nikki. For the defense, it was about dismantling the narrative piece by piece. Courtrooms, theaters of human emotion saw all eyes on the accused monster to some, innocent claimant to others, with the jury tasked to weigh evidence against doubt. The prosecution opened with a portrait of cold calculation, arguing a premeditated act through a timeline of lies. Digital footprints and DNA, emphasizing its intentional nature and attempted escape. The defense countered with the principle of innocence until proven guilty, asserting circumstantial evidence stitched to fit a narrative, not truth, with reasonable doubt, pervasive, dividing the room. Testimonies carried heartbreak and power. A forensic expert linked DNA, hair, skin, blood to the scene with 1,000,000,000 to 1 odds. The lead detective detailed timelines, surveillance, and records exposing deception and cover-ups. Nikki's mother described her as their light, her absence a daily punishment, silencing the courtroom and moving jurors to tears. The defense battled back, grilling the forensic expert on evidence, custody, and contamination. Questioning the detective on possible planted evidence or tunnel vision, their sharp queries piercing the prosecution's case amid tense objections. Each day was agony for Nikki's family, sitting near the accused, their quiet tears and glares reopening unhealing wounds. Closing arguments saw the prosecution assert that evidence, DNA, and post-crime lies demanded a guilty verdict, while the defense urged that any doubt compelled release, emphasizing missing proof over emotion. The jury deliberated for hours, then days, each second torturing Nikki's family as the weight of justice rested within. The four-person's guilty verdict on first-degree murder unleashed gasps and cries. The family clung together in tears, the defense stunned, the accused head lowered in defeat. The gavel struck, signaling justice spoken. Trials write history beyond guilt, offering Nikki's family a measure of peace, though not her return, and proving to the community that truth, though delayed, prevailed. The guilty verdict sparked a storm outside the courthouse, with reactions pouring in. The trial became a national event, with headlines screaming, news specials, dissecting testimonies, and talk shows analyzing every cue and piece of evidence. Debates praised the prosecution's bulletproof case or highlighted defense-raised doubts, while social media exploded with trending hashtags and thousands of comments, making the case a national conversation. Each headline and tweet deepened division. The community split. Some felt vindicated, believing the guilty verdict delivered accountability and allowed Nikki to rest, with vigils chanting her name and vowing her memory. Others questioned the evidence, fearing emotional sway over fact. with online forums buzzing with armchair detectives dissecting DNA and proposing alternate theories. Nikki's family found bittersweet relief, tempered by unyielding grief. While the defendant's family faced devastation, their lives forever altered by the crime's stigma. The courtroom's gavel fell, but judgment echoed across homes, shops, and digital spaces. Verdicts don't silence questions. Experts lauded the prosecution's evidence-based case, yet others pointed to flaws, missing pieces, circumstantial ties, and emotional testimony potentially skewing jurors. The question lingered. Did justice prevail, or was the most believable story chosen? For Nikki's family, the answer was clear. For skeptics, doubt persisted like a shadow. The trial shook trust in institutions, law enforcement, courts, and media. Schools used the case to warn of safety and life's fragility. Departments refined investigative methods, and communities questioned sudden tragedies, prompting tighter hugs and frequent check-ins. The fallout wasn't just in headlines or precedent, but in the empty chair at Nikki's family table. A mother's tears for lost laughter, and strangers' quiet doubts about the full truth. Justice spoke, but its echoes outlasted the verdict. Beyond headlines, trials, and debates, Nikki was a daughter, friend, and dreamer. Laughter, kindness, and dreams a light too bright to fade. Friends cherished her ability to make ordinary days special. Her family recalled her plans for trips and simple joys. Each smile told of a warm life tragically cut short. The verdict closed a chapter but left questions unanswered. Were all details of that night revealed? Did motives remain hidden? Was justice complete or partial? Experts debate the conviction's validity, with some citing evidence gaps suggesting undiscovered lies, keeping doubt alive. Nikki's family grapples daily with her absence's silence, no ruling filling the void. They honor her with scholarships, memorial runs, and community events, while friends light annual candles to preserve her name. The community bears scars, some comforted by the verdict, others whispering of misaligned details, the full truth elusive. Tragedy's shadows linger. Why were early leads abandoned? Did witnesses withhold truths? Was it one man's act or others involved? These questions weigh heavily on investigators, analysts, and observers. Justice may seem an end, but for those left behind, it's a beginning of grief, healing, and endless questions. Nikki's name endures in hearts, her story a haunting reminder of life's swift changes and truth's fragile grasp. If this story moved you, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get updates of latest cases and to uncover more truths. Till then, stay safe, stay vigilant.